I would like to introduce you to Mr. Tommy Lee. Mr. Lee was born in Hue City, Vietnam, and became a refugee to Canada with his family at the age of 10, and this is his story. What was it like to grow up in Vietnam?
Well, grow up in Vietnam is very, very hard for most of the family, because there's no food, no public housing. It's really hard to survive, and that's why my mom and dad decided to leave the country and bring us to Canada.
What was the journey like to come to Canada?
The journey is really, really, really tough. We came here by boating in the sea for at least a week and a half, and we don't know if we can survive the trip or not, but it's just so hot that we have to leave the country to find a better future for us. And the boat is really small, and my dad, family, my uncle, and family, like 3-4 family, we fit in one boat, small boat, and they just take us out to the deep sea and to find a better future for us. But for that week and a half, it's really, really, really hard.
What did you guys have to eat on the boat?
Well, my parents cook rice, but we don't really have food to put in to eat, so we come with our hand, and we just got this much every meal. But we drove for a week and a half, and we came to Hong Kong, and Hong Kong refugee camp took us in, and we stayed there for about 3 years to 4 years, depending which country will sponsor you to come to that country. And my family got lucky that Canada government sponsored us over here. We came here in '85, and that's how we came here.
What made your family decide to move to Canada?
We couldn't decide to move to Canada. We don't know anything about Canada or United States or the other country. We just wait in the refugee camp for a country like Canada or the US to sponsor us over here.
What was it like to arrive in a new country not knowing anybody?
It's really tough, but and then we got help from the Canada government that they give us money, housing, clothes, food, and we did meet some of our Vietnamese people here, and they did help us a lot too.
Did you feel welcomed by Canadians, and did they help you to adjust to your new home?
Yes, they did.
Is your life easier now, and how so?
Well, at first when I grew up here, it's still tough because I don't know any English, and I go to school. I started in grade 6 at age, I think, and keep going, learn a little bit more English, and then after I just kind of blend with all you guys.
Was it hard to make friends and make a good living for you and your family?
Yeah, it's kind of tough at the beginning too. We don't know English. It's really hard to make friends. And by the time when we go to grade 10, then we know a little bit English. And by then we have some friends.
What was the hardest part to moving from your country?
The hardest part is to travel from in the boat by sea. That's the hardest part. We don't know if we can survive or not. But for our future, my dad and uncle just keep going. Don't give up.
Has it been difficult to adapt to the way of living in Canada?
Yes and no. Yes, it's really cold here, and when we just came, it's really cold. We can't stand the cold. And then after for a while, we kind of adapted it, and we love it here. And that's why we decided not to move anywhere else except staying in Calgary.
Do you think people treated you differently because you were a refugee?
No, not really.
What are some things you miss from your country?
Nothing at all. The only thing I miss back there is my grandparents. They all still alive there, and sometimes our family come back and visit them.
If you met a refugee that just came to Canada, what could you do to welcome them to our country?
Well, I will offer them whatever they need for them to survive at the beginning when they just got moved here. For example, like housing, money, clothes, food, show them around, where to go shopping, Vietnamese, shopping mall, and help them whatever they can for them to move on with their life.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a great story. I can't imagine going on a boat not knowing where I'm going. It is stories like that make us proud to be Canadian and have faith in God. I learned that we should welcome people to our community because it does not matter what color you are or how much money you have, because we are all God's people.